welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to a I read more Junji Ito video today. So guys, I did read 2 more Junji Itos. I have this video right here, which was my first time ever reading any of his work, and today we're going to be talking about 2 more. And again, I was sent these by David over at David's Book Review, so thank you, David. Now, I want to start with the one that I was so excited to read because I absolutely love this cover. Shiver. You guys might have seen Criminale read this, and oh, this is so cool. This is gross. Okay, you guys see this guy right here? Yeah. Oh, so disgusting. So gross. Oh, and this one, the little oily looking dude. Oh, those stories were disgusting, but so good. This one was definitely worth the wait. So it has so many beautiful parts in it, and I want to show you guys at the end of some of the stories. He has like these little sketches about, I guess, you know, him kind of like trying to figure out the work. I love that, kind of like getting into his mind. Oh, so good. And Junji Ito has a mind that I bet is just absolutely terrifying. So I pulled out some pictures, no context because I'm not going to spoil any of this for you, but check this action out. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? For my horror people, you guys know. Is that not gorgeous? Look at that. Isn't that neat? Okay, so there's another one that I wanted to show you. This one. Okay, you guys might have seen, if you've seen any like Junji Ito like stickers or stuff like that, you might have seen this one. You see like the 2 faces, the 2 halves there? Oh, I love the eyes. I know you're like, Max, they're white. It doesn't matter. I love these eyes. I thought they were really creepy. But yeah, so you have so many good stories in this one. You really do. Like stories about beauty, stories about people chugging oil. I'm not joking. It's so nasty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's this one part about like the kid with acne, and he squeezes it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And it's so disgusting. It's really bad. But this delivered. This is a bunch of short stories. And you guys know I love that anyway. But then you add Junji Ito's flavor on top of it. It's just out of this world beautiful. It really is. I have to say, I love this one. Probably, this might be my favorite. Honestly, this may be my favorite one that I've read so far. I know I've only read 4 and he's got a ton, but this might be one of my favorites. I don't know. Fragments of Horror was the other short story collection one that I read, and I really like that one too, but this one like took it there with some of the grossness, and I have to say it was wonderful. So, Shiver. So the next one that David sent me was No Longer Human, and this one was interesting because I had actually read the book No Longer Human. I reviewed it in this video right here. I'll have it linked down below if you guys want to watch it. But, you know, I had the time to kind of assimilate the story for myself before I read the chunker, it's over 500 pages, that Ito's version is. And I really don't count this as like a doorstopper of a book because you guys know reading graphic novels is way different than reading a book. But I am very glad that I read the book itself first because, you know, I like to get my own opinion, you know, my own visuals, if you will. And while I love Ito's style, you know, I really like the fact that I knew the story in my head before I saw the way it was in Ito's head, if that makes sense. Now, that being said, if you like No Longer Human, I recommend this. I said in that review that this is not the blood, guts, and gore type of horror. You know, this is that Japanese, Korean horror that I love so much. And then when you throw the flavors of a person like Ito with his talent on it, you really kick the horror up tenfold. There was one in particular, this character, and I'm not going to name any names, but the way he is illustrated in this book, I'm going to show you. It's this guy right here. It's so spot on with the original book to me, at least what I was thinking in my head. It's crazy. It's crazy. He does that with so much in the Ito version. There is a whole scene where our main character, your narrator of No Longer Human, is talking about hell. And that entire sequence in the Ito version is breathtakingly beautiful. There is a scene that is straight out of Hieronymus Bosch. Like, it is so breathtakingly beautiful. Now, I have seen there's some people who don't really dig on this version, and that's fine. For me, I really enjoyed the story, and I enjoy Ito's art, so it was kind of the total package for me going in. But, that being said, if you don't dig on manga, I still highly recommend reading the book. If you do dig on Ito, then definitely read this because I really think you're going to enjoy it. I have heard some critical things about it being like a little slow, and I can get that. I understand that. But for me, I don't so much mind that as long as I'm into the story. And I was into the story when I read the original book, so it kept my attention. Not to mention the fact that it's visually beautiful. That helped too. So I have to say, I enjoy both of these, No Longer Human and Shiver. Now, if you're really wanting to jump in and you're like, oh, I've never read E2 before, don't start here. Definitely start with something like Shiver or Romina or something like that. To me, this one is more for people who have read the book and maybe want to see what E2 has done with it, or maybe just really like E2 and don't want to read the book, you know, something like that. I think if you want to get a taste of E2 as his own thing, maybe pick up something like Shiver, you know, because this is definitely more horror-esque, so to speak. But I liked both of these. I still say I'm a huge fan of Junji Ito. I think his work is just breathtaking, and he's a kick-ass storyteller. He really is. I think he can really weave a horror tale in a way that very few others can. So, second time reading Junji Ito. So guys, that is it. Thank you for hanging out for another video about Junji Ito. He is just an absolute pillar of horror for me now. I love him. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking like, Pax, I don't really dig on manga, I implore you to give him a chance. I don't think you will be disappointed. I really don't. Because if nothing else, he goes there with the art. Some of it is absolutely gross, it's horrifying, but truly, if you was to strip that away, the stories are amazing too. So guys, thank you again for hanging out for another video. Please, if you like this, hit like, hit subscribe, it would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.